And Johnny called up the Betaville sheriff one day and said, "Is sheriff around there?"
They stuttered a lot too.
Sheriff is around here.
Well,
Said,
because their blood was damaged.
"So well, I want him. Would he come down here and get Chatty? That's his brother,
What's his brother's name?
Chatty."
Charlie.
They said,
Clarification.
what's wrong with Chatty?" He said, "Well, he's dead." Said, "He's dead." Said, "Yes, what happened to him?" Said, "Well, him got up this morning and said him felt so bad he just wished somebody would shoot him. So I shot him."
That's
Charlie thought so too. He changed his mind on that. Be careful what you ask for down there, huh?
Poor Charlie.
Something like that. Young features. I showed him to Edward one time down there. He pulled a little wagon behind him all the time. Everywhere he'd go, he'd pull that little wagon.
That's so sad.
But they were over at the depot. There used to be a depot there in Heidelberg. And great big dude in there. He's like my height and everything, but a big bully. And he's drinking moonshine. He offered it to Ramey. "Here, Ramey, little boy, have a shot of moonshine. Make you grow up."
oh, the little boy part.
Wasn't he already grown?
Well, he's grown, but he was a little guy.
He was probably 30 years old. And some guy told him, said, "Mister, you do not know who you are fooling with. Leave that man alone. He ain't no little boy. But now you better leave him alone."
And he emphasized the man part.
And the guy hit him shine a little bit, and afterwards, "Come on, little boy, this will make a man out of you. Have a shot of moonshine." He stuck a 45 in his mouth, the barrel of it. He had told him twice, "I don't want your whiskey, I don't drink."
I don't want your whiskey.
Because he couldn't,
He don't drink
yeah,
whiskey.
speech impediment, right? Well, you can imagine back down here, it's just ignorance, right?
Stuck that 45, the barrel, in his mouth and grabbed him with the back of the head so he couldn't pull back. He said, "Now, don't none of you folks interfere in this, because if you touch me, I'm going to blow his head off." And he said, "Now, mister, I want to tell you something. And if you take a pistol and you pull the hammer back and let it down easy, the cylinder will turn around to the next shell." Mm-hmm. He rolled that cylinder around twice. He said, "If my thumb slips off in this hammer, you know what's going to happen to you." I bet that guy was cross-eyed for the rest of his life. And Ramey took the pistol out of his mouth, and he said, "Now you take that quart of moonshine and you drink every drop of it."
Ew.
No, I could have done it.
Yeah, you could
I have
done
done it. My Uncle Chet and I used to drink moonshine. We drank quart down.
Ew,
He said-
over time.
The guy
Oh
said,
yeah,
"If I
over
drink-
time.
if
Yeah,
I
I wouldn't want
drink
to do the
that-"
whole thing. You're right. You're right.
Moonshine.
He said, "If I drink that,
guess
it may kill me."
Moon.
And Ramey said, "If you don't drink it, I'll
Nice
kill
try,
you."
wouldn't it?
That's a sure thing right now. He drank that whole quart of moonshine.
Ew.
It darn near killed him, too.
I bet.
But Ramey walked off whistling.
Yeah. That stuff. I wouldn't want that
Remain on the hill.
On the
guy
Russian.
at work.
The guy at work?
Guy he worked with.
Oh.
I met him. You got to remember, I worked with Dad.
Oh.
I spent many a year with him.
He fought on the Russian front. Hugo did. But when World War II was over with, the government was giving all the GIs loans on houses.
In Germany.
the only way they could buy one.
Talk about Germany?
No,
Here.
right here in the United States.
Okay, so
So when Hugo Hammer came to the United States, he went down and applied for a GI loan. They said, "Was you in World War II?" He said,
yeah.
and he got his loan.
And he was a German.
That's the funny part.
Yeah.
But isn't he the guy that said you could describe any physical representation with math or something
Math.
like that?
He said they were taught that when they were going to school. Said each and every person, when he went to school, if you didn't get your math right, I don't care dead in the middle of wintertime or a storm outside, you went outside the school till you got your math right. Mm-hmm. And Germans believe that you could solve any physics problem or anything like that with math.
Or you can.
And Hugo proved, well, as soon as I ran for president and made it, the union got a time standards man, and you got to be good at math. And the company's got a time standards man.
Now, you're talking about you when you were UAW president.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as soon as I got that job, I made Hugo my time standards man.
Did you okay?
He done fantastic. He was good. Best mathematician I ever saw.
Oh, yeah.
He proved your calculator wrong.
I'm sure.
Because you don't pick up your quarter points and stuff like that. Maybe now, but you didn't then when the old calculators come out. And he figured out something and showed him where the calculator made a mistake on it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, he's quite a character. Hugo was a good guy. Good, hard-working
I know
dude.
you liked him.
Yeah, he was a committeeman for a long time. And then when I made him time standards, he kept that job until he retired.
Now, is he just in the German army, or was he actually in the Waffen SS? Because the SS was different.
Well, obviously, they were all different, depending on what.
Well, not all, because there was a few that served in German army had no clue. So is this regular German army?
Yeah,
And
there
he's
was a
so
regular
fun.
German army that
He'd be
they took in
clueless.
kids and everything, but.
They were a tough bunch of dudes.
Well, they were, but it's just Germans were the Huns. I mean, they were just.
Elmer said even though he was shot 3 times by the Germans, he was put in a German prison camp for 6 months. He said, I still like them better than I did the Russians.
Well, speak about Germans now. Elmer had a girl try to help him get out of prison or get out of.
He broke out 3 times, and a girl helped him.
And
out
a girl
one time.
helped him, but they ended up shooting her, putting her in a wheelbarrow or
Right
something
outside
like
of
that.
he had one window he could look out of, and that's where she's sitting in that wheelbarrow.
They shot her.
Yeah.
They basically killed her and made an example of her.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh, it was like Elmer. Now he's the one that was decorated really high, right?
Yeah.
He was he a Spencer?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a Spencer.
Dad's brother.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
They thought he was dead, Grandpa and Granny did. And they, missing in action, they figured he was dead. So right after World War II, someone come to my grandpa's house and said, Mr. Spencer, have you got a son in the Army?
That's your grandpa.
Yeah, Grandpa said, yeah, I did have, but said he got killed in the service, some time back.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Because the Army used to put out a magazine called The Stars and Stripes.
Right.
And here was a picture of a guy shaving. Said, war hero shaves after 6 months in a German prison camp. It was Elmer.
Is it Elmer?
Yeah.
So he came home.
So he came home.
Really?
He always had a little limp, bad back,
I need that.
because he had a bullet lodged on the spine they took off.
Well, your dad had a bullet lodged in his spine.
He had 13 buckshot and a 45 slug.
Your dad?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that? What was that? Your when your dad was in the hospital, they said, Mr. Spencer, you got a bullet in your back.
Mr. Spencer said,
I'm gonna tell you
have
something
you
right
ever
now,
been
The
shot?
Rock is gonna crush
Dad
your
said, I heard somebody shot at me one time. He said, I got news for you, buddy. You was hit.
Yeah, but they couldn't remove it though, right?
No.
No. The bullet in his back.
Sorry, I was sidetracked.
Yeah, that's all right. No,
See, them boys used to practice. They'd take a Prince Albert can, set it right here,
Wait, is that hair pomade?
stand off a few feet, take a 38 special, and shoot the head off the Prince Albert can, man.
off their hand.
Prince Albert can was sitting up here in their hand,
Yeah.
and the Prince Albert man's got a head on it.
Yeah.
They'd step off and take a 38 special and
Really?
shoot the head off the
Oh
Prince
my
Albert can.
God.
That's how they practice with the 38.
Yeah, but you guys used to shoot 22s, shoot matches and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then you strike them.
You strike them.
How far were
Open
you?
sights.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I know it was open sights, but I mean, how far back were you? Like 20 feet,
Across the yard, 30 feet, 50 feet.
50 feet,
Yeah.
and you were striking matches.
Yeah.
I want to see that. Can we do that?
22.
With
We,
iron.
we didn't hold no matches, so let somebody shoot them.
Oh yeah.
I don't trust him enough.
But that was iron sights, though, right?
Yeah.
You didn't have scopes?
No, never heard of it.
Oh, we
Go,
have
go squirrel
scopes
hunting.
back then.
Well,
I didn't have that.
what was back then though?
Yeah, we didn't have, even I didn't.
What year would
It
you
was
say that
called
was?
squinting.
When I shot a deer, you see.
No, not a deer, a scope. Use the
Oh,
first
I
scope
don't
you ever
know.
used. What's the first
Oh,
scope you ever
my
used?
Goodness.
Come on, Marty.
Oh no, you're on film.
Oh Lord, I don't remember.
There's no film here.
I have no idea.
Marty's like a good resource.
We don't know.
I
if it's
have
film or
no
not.
idea. First time I used a scope.
First time she shot a shotgun, it knocked her on the butt.
Oh, we had-
What'd you weigh? A bucket a quarter when you shot it, or what?
No, it's my dad's 12 gauge.
Okay, my dad's 12 gauge knocked the crap out of me.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Just about.
My sister Naomi could shoot that damn thing and still hold up.
Well, I was about.
And she probably weighed
I
a,
was about.
she
10.
probably weighed a quarter.
No.
She wasn't a bucket a quarter. She
I
was a
weighed
quarter.
99 pounds. So I was 17.
Well, you're like my sister Rob.
Dad had gone to town.
Well, Dad had that Savage. What the hell
we
was
had
that?
5 young cherry trees
Oh my
out in the
god!
field, and I would shoot the birds out of cherry trees.
Oh.
And I couldn't find the 22, so all I found was a 12 gauge. So I go out there and I, get it. I couldn't believe I missed that bird. All I saw was one little feather going down.
Oh.
Because everything else is gone.
Yeah, I wanted to. I was only 10 for crying out loud.
Oh, good.
So Dad came home and I said, Dad, where's the 22? And he told me, he says, why? I said, well, I used your 12 gauge. And I said, Dad, don't understand how I missed that bird.
He
And he says,
didn't.
why? I said, because all I saw was a feather. And that little grin goes across his face, and that's when I knew I blew it to smithereens.
Done more harm to the
But
cherry
see,
trees than birds would.
It hit me like this, and all I saw was one little feather.
Poor bird. Had no
I didn't
idea.
feel much.
He didn't complain.
The bird didn't have any right to complain because he wasn't
No.
there to
Yeah,
complain,
no.
you know. So that's funny. Reach across, so people know I know you. Take care.
That picture of all those guys.
6 sons. His brother had 5. Luther had 4. Luther had Chet, Roland, Rudy, and all them. They,
Oh, that side of it. Okay.
yeah, all that whole crowd lived there on Spencer Ridge.
I like the name.
Hey, what was that story that you told about Grandpa? Not your dad, but
My grandpa.
your grandfather. He was able to walk across the bottom of the river or something
Oh,
like
he-
that.
uh,
Tell me
yeah.
about that. That was actually a good story.
He could go over to the river, put a rock on his shoulder, and walk across the bottom of that thing.
But he got away with something one night, or did something one
Yeah.
night. That's the story I want.
One of them went and told some guy on a grits mill. And Grandpa, the guy, I think he got 6 months out of it or something like that. And he actually told a lie. And
Grandpa did?
The
Or
grandpa
great-grandpa?
didn't know the guy did the lying on
Oh, the
other.
guy did.
It was actually his cousin. The one that,
His cousin told a lie.
no, the guy that owned a grits mill.
Okay, I'm confused.
And he sent one of Grandpa's sons in jail.
Oh, that was part of
And,
it.
and Grandpa told him, you ain't going to get away with that, mister. Somewhere along the line, you're going to get burned. Well, back then, they had no insurance whatsoever. Everything you got comes out of your pocket. Everything you buy. So Grandpa had little Joe Marsh, which was his brother-in-law. Walk him down the big road, turn left, how many steps, turn right, go to the head of a creek. Found out he'd done that about 3 or 4 times.
But Grandpa's blind, though.
Grandpa's blind.
Your grandpa.
Yep.
All right.
And he'd done that about 3 or 4 times. One of the most rainiest, stormy nights you ever saw. That grits mill got blew off the side of the mountain.
Sorry.
What?
Grist mill got blown up. It was a bad night.
Put a half case of dynamite in that thing and blew it up.
Oh my god.
Well, because of rain.
So they went lightning struck it.
So slow.
So
I'll get it later.
they went and
I'll
got
feel you. Good.
they went and got the bloodhounds, brought them out.
It must have been a lightning strike and all that
Yeah,
thunder.
He come right up that creek bed, out the road, crossed down, hit the lane, run right up to Grandpa and started barking. That guy kicked them dogs' butts all the way out the back to the car. You dumb son of a guns. Grandpa sitting there grinning,
Blind.
blind in the back. That guy said,
Blind man didn't do that.
they follow a blind man up a creek bed, go right to the dang blind man's house, and start barking at him. So I couldn't hardly get up that creek bed. Well, Grandpa's knees was skinned up and everything else, and him falling down. He's the very bird that blew that doggone gristmill up.
No, that's actually pretty good. Actually, think about it.
A lot of people could not believe that he was blind.
Wait.
Well,
so
what
you're-
other stories did you have about him? I mean, there was a couple more. That
What
was,
about the water?
oh, you know what one I liked was the people that were working on a railroad.
Oh, the black guys?
The black guys that came to the house,
Yeah.
and then he actually treated them better than.
Well, there was,
Give me another one. Don't hand me though. Damn, just give me
they
one.
were building a railroad through there. And they could not get no place for these six black guys to stay.
I'll take just a.
So they come and ask Grandpa, and Granny said, would you keep 6 workers? Grandpa said, yeah. I said, we got room for them. Make pallets up in the loft for them. We can handle it. And they said, well, they're not white, Mr. Spencer. They're black. And Grandpa said, if they come here and act like men, they'll be treated like men. If they come here and don't act like men, they'll be planted out there in the back 40 someplace. Said,
He
that's,
didn't care what color they were.
that's where we're at.
He
Don't
just,
make any
he just
difference.
said, act like a human.
So they come in the first day, and Granny come out and said, dinner's on the table. They said, well, Mr. Spencer, you white folks go ahead and eat, and then we'll come in and eat. Grandpa said, my wife puts dinner on the table, she puts breakfast on the table, and she puts supper on the table. We are not going to do it 6 times. You either eat with us or you don't eat at all. So they stayed with the Grandpa that summer. The following summer, they wasn't through with the railroads yet, and they'd come back. And they said, yeah, we'll come if we can stay at the same place we did last year. So that time they stayed at Grandpa's, and the leader of that group was named Bawdy. And when they got ready to leave that time, they knew they'd never be back again. And they got out in Grandpa's yard, took off their hats, and sang My Old Kentucky Home
Aw,
before they walked off in the place.
What year do you think that was, Dad?
that's so sweet.
That had to been in late 20s or very early 30s.
Yeah,
one.
okay. Well,
And my grandmother was going to have another baby. When it was born, they named it Bawdy. After that head black guy.
really?
So
Yeah.
sweet.
That's cool.
They got real close together. Well, years later, Bawdy had passed away. His wife, Mary Susan, was living there in Richmond. And I stopped in for a visit. And
Vaughty, your uncle.
yeah, my uncle.
Yeah.
And he'd passed away, and Mary Susan was still alive.
That's when we went there.
No, we went to Lucy's.
Lucy's. So sorry. I get confused with
I
those.
know. I'm not going to put a quiz on this.
Well, you can't. Because I can't remember like
And-
you
You
can.
should.
Mary,
You.
we got talking about Bawdy. And Mary Susan said, yeah, I said he was named after an old Indian.
I know.
I said, what?
How many Indians you know are named
He
Bawdy?
said Bawdy was named after an old Indian. I said, if he was named after an old Indian, it had to be a Blackfoot.
How do you spell body?
B-O-D-I-E.
Oh, Bodie.
Bawdy?
Wouldn't that be like Victor?
B-O-D-I-E.
Yes. But you got to understand Grandpa's name too. My grandpa, O-V,
O-V-A.
Do you know that
O-V-A.
Orville's birth certificate says AVIL?
A-R-V-I-L.
No, it's your birth certificate says AR.
Yeah.
A-R-V-I-L.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? So how did it become O?
Because when I went to school, they asked me, what's your name? I said, Orville Spencer.
Not Arvel.
Orville.
And then they spelled it Orville.
Spell it Orville. That's the way I went through it all my life.
No kidding. It's not even on your birth certificate.
That's
what
not
about
I didn't know that.
I got it when I got.
card.
I had to get him a new birth certificate because the other one got up and walked away.
Oh, did you?
So when I got it,
So is he Arvel or Orville?
He's
it's
Arvel.
Avi. On the birth
Arvel.
certificate, it's Avi.
V.
You did
A-R-
not know that it was
A-R-V-I-L.
this whole time.
A-R-V-I-L.
Hold on. Back up a little bit.
I had to
You got him a new birth certificate. What is it?
A-V-I.
A-R-V.
Why didn't you keep it OR?
Because she got the original copy
You'd
of
have
the
to,
original
like,
birth
officially
Yeah,
certificate.
you
change
can't.
it.
Yeah, you have to go through the.
I know you have to go. I know
through
all
the
that.
process, change
but-
all that shit. So you can't just.
I
So
had to get one.
how'd you find the original? How did you find the original?
I had to order one.
But where'd you go? To county.
I don't.
County,
County.
the original.
You're being
where
too
they keep all
intense.
their
No, I want to know.
I don't know if it's the post office or what. But I had to order another one. I had to call
Guess
the.
what? Your name is
You had to
really
go
not
to the
The state.
the state itself, and the state had records back to
I had to order another one.
Lee County or Lee County did.
Yeah.
What are you saying, Bill?
Yeah.
Lee County.
But so you went to Lee County. You had to go to City Hall or something like that, didn't you?
I don't remember now, but I had to get him a new one.
Okay, so you were able to find that in the records.
I didn't know it was there. I ordered new birth.
I got
certificate,
that.
and that's what they
But
sent
you
me.
went to City Hall somewhere, some official place.
I don't remember.
But it's neat. That is really cool.
I
So
can-
Dad's actually Arville, not
I'll go
Orville.
get it first.
Yeah. I got to see this.
Your name is not.
I got to see this.
Your name.
Dad, this is cool. It's crap,
Your
man.
name is really AD.
What?
I just got back from. I just had to get a new birth certificate. You have to go back to the county you were born in.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, and then you apply for it there. And you get it.
I was born under a rock.
They got records that goes back 200 or 300 years.
I'm Adward.
Edward.
In your video,
I'm not. You know, because the vowels are they got mixed up here,
That's
right?
It's phonetically correct.
have it. Sorry.
I think so.
Or are you still recording?
Yes, I am.
Sorry, I'm used to it. My home.
I have
is
to,
a
because, this is cool.
under the
This is cool
sink.
stuff.
So if I
Right,
deviate
I wanted
that
to do
way,
sign
go
language
under the sink,
again.
That's where I meant to throw it under.
Dad, you got to do your alphabet. Do your alphabet for me.
What?
Do your alphabet for your. Pick your nose. Scratch your ear. Scratch your butt. I didn't say scratch your butt. That's my dad. That's my dad.
I'm scarred.
Broke my fingernails.
Oh crap. You know what? Once he breaks his fingernails,
It's
it's all over. You can't do sign. You can't do sign with your fingernails broken.
right.
You can't.
You can't.
Nope.
Marty,
Yes.
how's it spelled again?
O-R-V-A-L.
Could you at least
Or-
let her brush her
She's fine. She's pretty.
No, no,
Don't touch it. No. So it's ORVAL,
Yes.
not ILLE.
No.
and what?
But he went through his whole life ILLE
Or if you had a yeah.
because he could spell, and that's the way it sounded. So that sounded right.
and
And
what's,
it's got his mom's name and his dad's
Now,
name.
was Uncle Orville spelled the same way?
is he gonna open up that more wine?
He must have been because I was named after him.
I know. So that's why I'm curious about that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, that's so weird, Dad.
Probably not sure.
No,
Yeah.
no. we
But she's got the. Let me put it up here. Hang on.
That's a
And you got
copy.
this from the state, right?
Yep. I got that.
ORV. Oh, the.
Why are you videotaping?
It's
it?
right here.
Because you know what, this is like
Awful
his
stuff.
history.
And then,
Because because everything's different from what I've known all my life.
are you gonna make this public so that the whole family can know? Or are you just gonna keep